MMA against IdrA here. A great match coming up. MMA looking so solid in the first game. Can IdrA tie up this series? He's looking stressed out. If you guys are IdrA fans at home or in the crowd in front of me right now, give a cheer for your fan, or for the player you're a fan of. EG IdrA.
His opponent is starting to the top of the map, though. We have once again a Terran player. It is this time Slayers MMA. And to the bottom left, a player who really needs some support now, because right now he's already down one map in this group. He lost the first best of 3 to Bomber. It is EG IdrA.
There are so many fans for both players here at the venue, man. It's hard to say who is going to come out on top on this one. IdrA looking strong in his first game, but it seems that he's struggling right now a little bit. He barely didn't defend that last attack. And mentally, right now, IdRA's got to be in one of the toughest places anyone can ever be, being down a game in the pool, and then having to play your second best of 3 down a game on your map of choice. If things start to go wrong in this game, I think IdrA may be in trouble with confidence-wise. He may lose all of his confidence.
On the last game, the one thing that I really liked by MMA and what gave IdrA really something to think about was the fact that we've seen all these Banshees. He actually went for 3 Banshees and tried to attack IdrA after this Roach push. I really liked the Roach push, and he did a fair amount of damage. He kind of supply blocked MMA for a while. He forced the liftoff at the expansion. He didn't kill too many SCVs, but was at least able to take down a fair amount of them. But even though he scouted the Banshees, MMA did a ton of damage with them, and it's not only about the harvesters that he killed, but at the same time, the main problem for IdrA was that he always had to pay attention to them, because MMA always found a position where he could attack some kind of building, take down a queen, take down a couple of harvesters, and this just put so much pressure onto IdrA, especially because MMA did not only get one of them, he actually used 3 Banshees to flash in.
Yeah, and he forced so many spines and spores later on with his drop play. IdrA was always having to be on top of this harassment. And every time you make a spore crawler and you make a spine crawler, you basically pay money to lose a drone. Think about that. The drone becomes a spine crawler, can no longer mine, and you just paid for that.
I know, so, I'm a Zerg.
So that's just, I mean, the damage done there by the Banshees was incredible. It looks like the first Marine for MMA here is going to perhaps try to search for that Overlord that IdrA is sending. I don't think he's going to be able to find it, though, because of the way it's been sent. He may try to put a little bit of bunker pressure on his opponent as well, but since he has no SCV on the map, it's just not going to happen. He's actually sending the Marines in both directions in the middle of the map, but he will barely miss the Overlord.
He just missed it. He actually walked to the Xel'Naga Watchtower, and it was so close. It was really so close, and I'm really impressed here. This is something that we see on most of the maps. Just Terran players sending out Marines, trying to get these Overlord scouting routes, and as soon as you cut a few corners and try to play a little risky, you might lose an Overlord early on, and this is a huge setback for a Zerg player, because your supply blocked, everything is just set back a little bit. You lose the lava, and of course you lose the minerals as well. But in this game, IdrA plays it super safe and uses a scouting pattern and a route for his Overlord that does not collide with anything. No Xel'Naga Watchtower or nothing at all. So MMA is not in a position where he can take down one of them, but still, this is just all these mind games and on new maps that I really, really love.
Yeah, I enjoy this myself quite a bit as well. We have the Starport again, Caldor, coming down for MMA. We may see a very similar follow-up this time, but the question is, what will IdrA do? He's actually got 2 additional queens coming out. He's going to have the 4th one. He's doing basically the same build that he did in his games against Bomber.
Yeah.
But this time, things are a little bit different. He's not doing it on. He's not doing the build he did on this map last time where he lost. He's playing his older style. Now here come the Hellions. The first 2 Hellions will likely be shut down here.
The thing that I really like about IdrA here is that he's once again falling back to this build that was really successful against Bomber. So he's trying to just use what worked earlier with all these queens, and the Hellions are trying to get into position, but already we have a decent creep spread, and there comes the Banshee that you talked about. So MMA is using kind of the same strategy that he used, or a similar opening that he used on the last map. And these queens are just doing a really, really great job. He can just slowly but steadily try to creep a little bit more, use those creep tumors, and he already does it on the high ground, so he just needs to make sure that the ramp is blocked as soon as MMA decides that it's a good time to just try to sneak past and get into the main base.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and position his queens right now. By the looks of things, the spine has finished, and for MMA to try to run past, this would almost be suicidal. Now, something to note, though, is that the first Banshee has appeared. He's going to wait with it, though. It looks like just for a moment here. Now sending it out, and the question is, what will he really do with this Banshee? He can kind of park it with these Hellions to try to delay the creep as well. He can try to harass the Mineral Alliance. He has a lot of different opportunities. Like we said before, if he has to make Spore Crawlers to the Banshee, that's drones lost already.
The one thing that I really like about IdrA's build right here, which I didn't point out when he used it against Bomber, is what we usually have when a player is going for the 4-queen build and all these really mineral-heavy units and a lot of drones early on. We usually have 3 extractors taken. Going for 3 extractors and then start a very early lair tech, which is something that IdrA does not do. He takes 2 gas and gets 2 evolution chambers at the same time, which enables him to get double upgrades, get speed, and then he takes additional gas, and this just gives him a little bit of additional minerals that he can use. So a really, really refined build that we see by him, and it works out so well. He has the gas in order to get his lair tech too, so this is actually really, really incredible. And as you can see, we already have 50, 53, 57 against 40 harvesters. So yeah, very nice opening by IdrA once again.
Yeah, I feel like he has practiced this so much. I mean, the way he's executed it basically flawlessly every single time in the exact same way means that he has been training this specific build so much right now, ZVT. And, you know, we said this before, hold that thought. We have some Banshees coming in here trying to take out some units. He has killed 3 drones in total. Banshees do get warded off, though.
And we once again have this, a little bit of the same style that we saw in the last map. MMA is using more than 1 Banshee. Quite often we see only like 1 used or a second one coming in at another time in order to take down a few harvesters at the natural, but he is just waiting for both Banshees, attacks with both of them at the same time, and tries to do as much damage as possible. With 2 Banshees you can just one-shot at 1 drone, and a little bit of him, wow, taking down 3. Is he able to get another Hellions as well?
He may very well, but nice control. Getting those Hellions away. Nicely done by MMA. And the Banshees still remain around. He's actually going to block this hatchery with those very Banshees. He may be able to catch these Queens, but unfortunately 1 Banshee, not enough hit points, and he takes a gamble, tries to take out the Queen, but there's a transfuse available. Does lose the Banshee. Both Queens remain alive. Zergling's now coming around to the 3rd base of MMA that he's just about to land. He's going to have to lift that very soon, though, with these Zerglings breathing down his neck.
He's not even able to land it.
Yeah, barely decides not to land it there. That was a close call. The Zerglings are actually just going to run in here and attack. A crazy decision at the natural here. He goes for it, and he just barely has enough Zerglings here. He's actually going to do a lot of damage. This is looking really good for IdrA. He's taking out so many SCVs.
He's doing a ton of damage here. He already killed 8 workers, 10 workers, and a lot of Marines as well. Marines, Hellions, and of course SCVs just died, and IdrA with such nice decision making here. This run by really paid off.
Yeah, it really did. He's limited the Marine count now down to 14. And sometimes the best way to harass a Terran is not to kill SCVs, but actually to kill army units. In this case, he was able to kill some of both, which is always good. Blue Flame is done. +1 upgrades for the Marines, almost done as well, so they'll put them on even upgrades. And those upgrades in that battle, I feel, are the real reason why IdrA was able to trade so well there. But pathogen glands are on the way. The armory, double tech labs going down for MMA here. It's going to be a really awesome mid game here, I guess you could say.
And he is trying to get into the base once again.
The wall is open!
Unbelievable. MMA with a huge mistake here, and he will pay dearly for it. The SCVs are going to die. A lot of them are down already. 15 workers killed by IdrA. Very well done. He opens up 2 attack paths, makes sure that all the units of MMA are drawn towards the 3rd base, and then he moves into the natural. Very well done. And now immediately MMA putting down another supply depot. He's like, yeah, well, that's not going to happen again.
Absolutely not. +2 is on the way for MMA. He's getting concussive shell cells as well here, making an additional bunker at his third base to defend against any run-bys he may encounter there. And he is doing what Bomber did not now. He is moving out. He is being aggressive. He's not going to wait around. He's not going to let IdrA get those infestors out and get the upgrades he wants for free. He is going to push out here and attack. He's going around the bottom right side now. He doesn't know about the base in the center, but this base on the bottom right is fairly exposed right now. It might actually be killed.
The thing about IdrA here at this point is, you're right that he might have a problem with the base at the bottom, but at this point he's just waiting for his Roach Warren, and he already has the minerals, he has the gas, and he has the lava that he needs in order to build additional units, so he should be fine against them, but he's supply blocked right now, and this should not have happened.
Yeah, he ended up losing an Overlord there at the bottom right. This drop is completely shut down. Nice defense by IdrA without even having any spine crawlers in place. The base in the center has been completed now, and MMA is sitting on 3 bases quite heavily here. He's going to stick with those for a really long time. His production is really good right now. The Roaches are starting to come out here, but are Roaches the right choice when he's been making this many Marauders? It's hard to say, Caldor. I don't know if this is going to be the composition he really needs.
I think he saw the blue flame upgrade and thought that there might be a few more mech units.
Yeah, I think that's exactly.
I'm not quite sure
thinking.
because he saw all these Marines when he was going for the run-bys, but if he really well, it's actually okay. He doesn't commit too heavily to the Roaches. He's still mixing it up with the Zerglings, so the composition of the 2 of them is actually really fine. And I'm really impressed by IdrA's creep spread right now. His macro is just once again amazing. And there's a nice fungal, and here they come. The Roaches immediately attacking. And is he able to get the rest of the fungals? Yes, he is.
He's going to hit even more. IdrA looking really strong here. He's going to lose 1 infestor, but it's well worth it with the damage he's done. The Banshee, though, and the flank from the side doing so much damage. He does burrow his infestors. He's going to perhaps force some scans, and it looks like MMA just barely going to break through this Roach army.
And MMA with such I'm at a loss of words. This was so amazing. MMA was attacked and his whole army got fungal, and suddenly he has just this second flank coming up and completely sandwiching the army and the infestors of IdrA. And at this point, IdrA just trying to find a spot where he could not be attacked, but most of those infestors are already dead. Now another Zergling run by, trying to take down units at the 3rd base. We have MMA taking down IdrA's 4th, but still IdrA with 1,500 minerals, a ton of gas as well. And this is just incredible right now. MMA is looking so strong, but IdrA, he can still turn this.
Yeah, he can. He still can. He has a lot of infestors burrowed here. They're in a danger zone, though, because they could be scanned at any time. He pops them up to do some fungals. And, oh man, the Zergling run-by was thwarted by MMA, but he is doing so much damage here. His army looks like it may be unstoppable. So many units in the red, but the army supply 112 to 40, and I think IdrA may be 2-0'd here by MMA.
IdrA does not have the lava, and he types GG and leaves the game. 1,700 minerals, 1,800 gas, but he can't use it. He doesn't